So an autopsy result for Sylvester Oromoni is out. And although this is not the one we were waiting for, this particular result is the one that the family did privately immediately after his death. You can see here that it was dated on number 4. It was dated to be okay. It was done on the 2nd of December 2021. By this time, it wasn't even the story. This was when the story was heating up. So this autopsy is the one done in Warri by the family privately. You can also see it was stamped by the area command of the Nigerian police force from Warri. And regardless of the fact that this is not the one we are expecting, it's still a valid source of information. I feel basically this is the one that we should listen to more, because this one was freshly done immediately the young man passed. So if anyone should be accurate, I would think this autopsy result would be the most accurate, if you ask me. The results state that the major cause of death was acute lung injury due to chemical intoxication in background of blunt force trauma. And I think this is where the story was gotten from. I think this is how the father knew, or this is how it could have been assumed or seen, that this boy was beaten and stomped on and given a chemical substance to drink. Everything here kind of tallies with what the family was saying. But these are some of the key points to this result that I think I find a little odd. There were no evidence of external injury, that is, no evidence of external injury on his body. But it also stated that there was a slight bruise on his back. I don't know if that has any direct impact on his injuries or his condition in general, but that is it. And I feel with the fact that there isn't really external injury in his body might kind of raise the question as to, if he was flogged with belt or cane, I would actually expect them to be external injuries, honestly. So I'm shocked that there was no external injuries on his skin, because I was thinking there would be at least belt marks or cane marks, because if many people are going to stomp and gather you and beat you up like that, there should be marks to show. I know I've been flogged before and there's always marks, and those marks can even stay for weeks and leave scars. So I'm surprised that this autopsy result said there is no evidence of external injury apart from the one at the back. Another context to note here is the fact that this was released just recently, about today or yesterday, and I think this was done under the permission of the family, because they were not comfortable with the way the Lagos State Police is handling the result that they have with them, because the one we're waiting for, the one that they did in Lagos State, the result is out, but the police has not said anything. And I think that is kind of making the family feel like the police are trying to take sides with the school. And I understand that. And so they felt the need to show the world this, to let everybody know that the family, that they are not crazy, that this is what their autopsy results said. And I think this is a smart move. And I think this is what a lot of people don't know, that if you lose a loved one and you want to run autopsy, you have to do it yourself. It's good to carry out your own private autopsy, because most times if you have to rely on the state or the government to do it for you, it can be manipulated. So I feel this autopsy that the family carried out first was a very smart thing. This is their evidence here. This is their proof that there is a possibility that Sylvester was beaten and forced to drink a substance that eventually killed him. So we would like to see what the autopsy result done in Lagos would say, if it would tally and if it would not tally. So far, when it comes to the autopsy result that was done in Lagos, the only thing that I've heard of or heard about it is that the police said that the result so far has not indicted anybody, which was why they were able to release the housemasters. Remember, the kids were the ones released at first, asked to go home on bail of 1 million naira, and at the time the housemasters were still in custody. But the police now is saying that the housemasters has been released because the autopsy result did not indict them. I don't know what that means, but I guess that means that the autopsy result did not implicate them. The police went on to say that the autopsy result has not implicated anyone, and the only thing that they are going to do now is toxicology result. That is toxicology examination. So that is what they are waiting for. Even this autopsy also said that they were waiting for toxicology examination. I don't know if they've come up with their own to know what that chemical was, but so far that is what the Lagos State Police are saying, that they're going to wait for toxicology results from their own autopsy, hopefully to see what the chemical was, or if it was indeed a chemical that might have caused it. So that is what we're going to be doing, and that's what we'll be waiting for. This is just what the story so far is going. This is how the story so far is going. Remember how this case started, and I hope you guys are following it up, because clearly it's almost like it's changing side. For those of you who don't know what is happening, this story seems to be changing, because according to the police now, the autopsy result for Sylvester has not indicted anybody. And what that means is that whatever result that they have is not saying that he was bullied to death or he was beaten by any of these students or the hostel masters. That is what the police are trying to say. And I think that is why the family of Sylvester were angry and frustrated that they decided to release the autopsy result that they carried out at first. And that one clearly suggests that there was some kind of trauma involved in his death, which means he was beaten or hit, and he was also given a substance to drink that eventually made his liver swell, that led to his death. So we're still waiting for the police to finish the investigation here. Hopefully the toxicology result from the Lagos state here will make the story change, but clearly, if you can't see it, it's actually moving in the favor of these students. If you can't see it, the case is moving towards a direction where the students will not be found guilty of anything and they won't be punished for anything. That is what it's looking like now, so far. So personally, in my opinion, at this point, I feel like this would be a good time for the family of Sylvester to, I don't know, if they have a tape of Sylvester making that confession, is a good time to show it, because from the look of things, I don't know if I can trust the police, because right now it's looking like these kids are going to get away with it. It's looking like these kids are going to get away with it. That is what it's looking like. Let's just watch and see. Let's just see how it unfolds. Let's just hope the toxicology result that is being done comes out in favor of the Sylvester's family. I hope that does help their case. I really hope so. So that's it. Now, I would like to hear your thoughts and what you think about the story so far, and let me know what you think. Do you think we can trust the Lagos State Police to do a fair job, or do you think that they will take the side of the school?